had won the 25K the year prior. So Fonz had won the money, right? I mean, I'm sorry. Hamza the God won the tournament. Thereafterwards, he chose B Dot, and then got 30'd, and then nobody cared about his career anymore because his career wasn't predicated on wins and losses anymore. He was out of the judge format. It was predicated on entertainability. When you looked at somebody like Lou Castro, we seen Lou Castro like make it to the big stage, battling all the top tiers, and people kind of felt like he didn't pay his dues. It felt like it was other people at the time like Goonies, like Jack Boy and Rada, and just different people that had just developed through the URL system that they felt they deserved shots before somebody like Lou Castro, being the least famous guy from the DMV out of Jack Boy, Ryder, Twerk, and drugs, right? And out of nowhere, you're seeing this guy doing big stage battles, battling all the top tiers, and people was like, Lou Castro's losing. Nobody cared because Lou Castro was fucking entertaining. He was able to sell shows. He's able to sell tickets. He's able to generate interest. So you got one person's value that's predicated on winning battles, and you got another person's battle value that's predicated on entertaining. And when you're developing, you don't know the two. You don't know which one you are. You're just like most battle rappers are just trying to win, right? That's what everybody's trying to do. I want to be, uh, I want to beat everybody. I want to be undefeated or whatever. You just want to be the guy that just wins all your battles. But um, a lot of guys don't even know how to lose in a graceful way. They don't know how to lose in a beneficial way. But I will say this: after you become an established battler, there is going to be a time where your brand settles and people are going to book you based off of one of those criterias. Whether they know it or not, they're going to be booking you versus the people you battle and in the places you get called for because you're the person that is going to win, or they're going to be booking you because you're the person that is going to entertain and they're trying to get your special, type of like artistry on their stage because they think like it'll be dope. So you may not know now, but I did want to illustrate that so we could open the floor about that. Just um, the two types of value, and it's probably a kind of a taboo thing to talk about, especially this early in development. But if you're aware of the kind of style that you have, you can be aware or become aware of the way you should market and brand yourself. Because if you're trying to brand yourself on winning battles and then you're not getting called, but you are winning, I'm a guy like that. I'm a guy that literally six people quit battle rap on after battling me. I had seven battles and seven. I think I had like three bodies straight where just guys didn't get booked for a year, and I'm winning battles first 2 years in battle rap, but nobody's calling me, and it's because bodies aren't entertaining. Nobody replays bodies. People replay battles that have a good conversation or it's got some type of moment or the person that's battling or the style matchup or the style clash is an entertainment. And I couldn't figure out early on. I was like, yo, I'm beating guys, but I'm also in the wrong battles. I'm not in battles that's highlighting my skills. So I just want to get you guys' thoughts on that. We can open the floor about trying to understand what type of battler you are and how to develop your value within that framework. And it doesn't mean that you don't have to try to win, because I give you an example, just final example of somebody who properly blended it. Bill Collector and Fonz. Bill Collector was more of an entertaining battler. It didn't matter to us if Bill Collector won. Then he went in the tournament and he won the tournament. And it was like, oh no, he's got an entertaining style, but he's also somebody that could win. And through that process, he learned to develop the blend between both sides. Whereas I'm going to be entertaining, but for 100,000, I'm also going to win. And then when you look at somebody like Fonz, Fonz is somebody that's a puncher, dope, original, pretty much the face of the Midwest movement in the last 5 years next to Truffaut. And he won the tournament. He won the 25K. Um, but the deal is, he's not gonna just stay keep getting booked just because he's winning battles. He's gonna keep getting booked because he's winning battles and he's entertaining. So, floor is open, guys.
Before Simba, I'm gonna grab you first for the first question. It's a part of this that we're gonna put off to next week. The metric systems. we're going to hold off on that conversation, and next week Chilla Jones wants to be a part of that conversation. He wants to talk about some of you. So we're just going to hold back on that part. After Primus finishes his lineup or
I'm done.
his
That it's
itinerary.
it's it's open for them now.
Okay. And then after we do the open questions, we are going to pivot back into J Major, do his battler spotlight. We're going to see if Boogie is still available, and we're going to go hop into that face off after we do questions.
Beautiful.
All right. Simba. Okay, you still here, Boogie? Cool. All right. Simba, we're going to start with you, and then we're going to make sure your signals are together, please.
You doing mic check for us before you come in?
Simba, mic check,
Mic
please.
check 1 2 3. We good?
Yeah, you good.
All right. After Simba, we're going to hit ROM3.
Hey, somebody, the floor is yours, bro.
Oh, okay. I apologize. Oh no, the first thing I wanted to say is like you saying that like waging the balance between being entertaining and competitive. I definitely heard that my first year coming in from people who were established, and I wasn't really understanding what they were saying. But now, as I'm into battle rap and realize that you do have to have battles that people watch, the replay value is a real thing. That's a currency. You know what I mean? And
Facts.
like yeah, you gotta you know what I mean? Make sure you're very like O Solo was a perfect example. A perfect example. I couldn't have named a better example of that. Like you watch his battles, you don't be expecting him to go out there and try to win and what, but you expect him to be entertaining. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's all I wanted to say. I didn't have any questions or nothing like that, but I definitely want to say that you are on the point for real. And I know a lot of people. I know some battlers for real that probably should have heeded that information, that warning, or you know what I mean, a little sooner for real. Now they're stuck in the realm of right. Why am I not getting booked, or you know what I mean? Like 'cause you might have won, but you weren't entertaining. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And the cool thing is, one of the balances that you can do, this is what I learned, right? Because I was like, I can't make myself just naturally to be more entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and even if I do, even if I incorporate my not my natural personality into my battle rap, then I'm not the original character that I promoted, right? Which you got the freedom to do that, but people still want to get what they expected that they paid for. So the balance
Right.
is you can just be entertaining in promo that can draw attention to the battle, and then you can be competitive on the battle side. So you don't have to perfectly blend both. You can just decide to be, to whatever you're lacking in, you can use that area to bolster that in promo. So if you're really competitive, you can do competitive promos and then be entertaining on stage. If you're really entertaining, I mean, if you're really competitive, then you could be somebody that's really really entertaining in promos. Like, hey, everybody that's on this page is a dude I'm fucking roasting right now. Just go to my fucking Facebook page, you'll see it. I'm roasting the fuck out of him. And outside of all this analytical, intellectual shit, like I am still going to find a way to entertain people so that I can be as serious as I want to on stage, and I ain't got to worry about that. Because at the end of the day, promo is just an attention grabber. Get people's attention, and then you can whoop ass on stage.
Yeah, like Snake Eyes is a great version of that as well. He knows how to promo. He knows how to get people to want to
Yeah,
see the fight, and he's not the
facts.
best battler in the world. You know what I mean? Like he's but he's still good. Don't get me wrong, he's still good. But you know what I mean? He
Yeah,
definitely
I don't think Snake Eyes needs to win. Snake Eyes, he's just really good at selling fights.
right.
Like really good. Like when Snake Eyes start talking, I want to see whatever the fuck he is finna happen on stage. I don't care if you win or
I
not.
feel that.
It just feel that every time Snake Eyes battle, it might be a fight, and I'm there for it. Like
That's what bring the people in. Yep. That's what.
facts.
That's all I wanted to say though. My phone about to die, so I am going to drop down. But I appreciate y'all, man. Big lines, then shit. July 19th. Make sure y'all pop out, man. Simba versus Cinder Poet. Yeah.
Shout out to you, Simba.
Thank you.
Salute to you, brother.
J Major, can I get you to accept my invite, please? If it won't let you, I'm finna. Well, Simba's
Hey,
dropping off.
before y'all move
Uh,
on, I want to ask a question. All
Go right
right.
ahead, for sure. Introduce yourself so
First of
everybody
all,
know who
it's
you are again.
RM3 Rome, no Zoom Mafia shit, 843 South Carolina shit. But I want to ask God damn, I want to ask
Feed the baby.
I want to ask like What's your? Do you think it's a battle rapper that's out now that's a perfect mix of both of those things you were saying? Like it's two types of battle rappers type shit.
That's competitive and entertaining. I think the person that perfectly blends it is Anderson Burris, but he's like peak. He's like the holy grail of entertainment because he knows how to do the video editing, right? So he does amazing promos, and then even though he's a more of a backpacker, funny guy, he's extremely competitive. So Anderson Burris, his win ratio is extremely high. It's like extremely high. Um, I think so maybe on the street side, let me think. Um, there's a lot of people are just leaning on their name these days. There's not a lot of people that's doing a lot of promo that's trying to sell fights. I noticed in the last like few years, as long as people can get themselves in conversations, they do Twitter Spaces or they battles are buzzing. They don't feel like they need to really sell their fights. But um, I thought it was interesting when Nitty was booked versus Lux, and he was trying to do the Lux impersonations. I thought that was cool. It was funny. Um, um, I, I'm not seeing it as much, but I think it's really an untapped market, which is like doing trailers and doing promos. Um, I think another way of being funny and being entertaining is that people are using, and they just using Twitter Spaces to talk shit. But I think a proper blend of it is Mac Myron. Mike Myron is funny as hell offline. He does the impersonations, he does the trailers, he does the promos, and then when he gets on stage, he's a monster. So Mac Myron
Simba
is a,
says
a
A
very a very
Ward
good
is
example.
a Simba says A Ward is a great example.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. I battled A Ward. Um, as far as like promotion, he'll promote, but I think A Ward is just overall a good promoter. I don't know. I haven't personally seen very much where he was just like super funny online. Maybe I think A Ward is charismatic in real life. So if he A Ward is like the Christian version of like Pat Stay, rest in peace, Pat Stay. Salute to, them finding the dude's killer and sentencing him. But A Ward is legitimately charismatic in real life. So if you just get him on an interview and you ask him about the battle that's coming up, he's gonna say some funny shit because he's just naturally a funny dude. So if you're not somebody that's naturally charismatic, it's okay to, you know, edit some shit, pay somebody to edit some shit, find some type of way to create some trailer. You got the pinata farms. There's all types of cool stuff you could do online. Right now with TikTok and all of these AI apps and memes and just all of these different editors out here that you can pay to create trailers for you, it's really no excuse on not selling your own fights, especially if you ain't got no fucking skills and you're not funny. Like it's so many outlets. There's people out here that just love putting on goofy trailers that you can pay them for it. Oh, we got some tweets at the bottom.
I've been retweeting and
Okay,
I asked Simba's question. You're all good. I'm monitoring those. You're all good.
okay, all right. So let's ask you guys, what type of battler do you think you are, and do you think it's a hindrance to you? And this is not necessarily what you think, but just how people perceive you. When the fans look at you, when the fans are consuming your content live and they're watching you in the building, do you think that they're enjoying you because you're winning, or do you think they're enjoying you because you're entertaining?
I'm gonna speak for me. I'm fairly new to this shit, so I'm only one battle in. But like,
Okay.
I didn't even start my where I'm from. We don't have no battle rap scene at all. Like, I'm from South
Oh
Carolina,
wow.
but my city, Buford, we don't have no battle rap shit going on at all. So like, I'm one of the only niggas from my city really putting on for
Hmm.
my part of South Carolina type shit. But
Okay.
as far as like my first battle, I feel like from what I seen, I think people was fucking with what I was saying for the most part versus, oh, just because I know him, I'm gonna go ahead and support this.
What was the battle, or what was the battle you had?
Oh, I
Is it
battled
out?
First
Rello my
round.
first time.
Oh, okay. So I could tell you flat out. So this is interesting. Um, you're both. You, because you was punching back to back. People are entertained by guys that are getting in their zone, right? So you was in there fighting. So where if you looked at Muhammad Ali, people were like watching his fights because he was entertaining. Yes, he's a great boxer, but he was also entertaining. When you look at Ray Jones Jr. and his era, the 9 years that he dominated boxing, he was literally the most entertaining thing on ESPN. And but he was winning too. But it's he's entertaining by combat. Now there's somebody like Floyd Mayweather. I would be more like a Floyd Mayweather, where my battle may not be entertaining because I'm winning, right? If it's well, I think my point of view was skewed because I was battling locally, and you got to deal with haters. I didn't really have that issue on the road. But I'll say this: when I was watching you versus Rello, I was very entertained. I thought your approach was original. Um, but I was entertained by the aggression. I was entertained that you was in your zone. I was entertained by the archetype of a dude that's punching back to back, that's really, really aggressive, that's keeping his foot on dude neck the entire time. And so, um, knowing that you're a newer battler, I could see the potential. So I know it's like a lot more that you can develop
Yeah,
on.
I appreciate
But
that, bro.
I, di-
I
I didn't.
appreciate that.
I didn't really have an issue with your performance. I wasn't like, oh, he needs to work on this. You didn't look like it was your first battle.
And that's the
I was like,
crazy
this is.
part because everybody was
I
saying
would have
that.
thought that was like your.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would have thought that was like your 10th battle or
facts.
something. I would have thought like, oh, he's been battling for a while. He just decided to wild out tonight. you know. Well, so if that's your first battle, I think you're gonna go places. But um, I think that if you battle like that for too long, so let's say like just 15 battle, and then you're battling the same way, somebody's gonna catch that pattern and they're gonna find an angle to cut into it. And then what's worked for you for the last 15 battles won't work at all. Somebody will know how
Yeah,
to nullify.
yeah.
Oh my bad, I'm getting a fucking call.
Why you ain't put your stuff on Do Not Disturb like you warned us?
Can you hear me? Mic check, mic check.
So you didn't put your stuff on Do
I
Not
did, but
Disturb?
for whatever reason, it was a spam call, so it knocked that shit out. Um, now I practice what I preach. Uh, I had to wrap around. Shit.
I tried, I tried to catch you off
Right.
guard.
Nah, I was really impressed. But only thing you want to watch out for is once you get good at something, like once you get really, really skilled, that's the time you start adding new things. Because you're like, oh, I'm skilled at this one thing. Now let's incorporate something else on top of it. You know what I mean?
All right, I got you. I got you for sure.
Yeah. But
Appreciate that
good
too.
job in the Rello battle. I really liked it.
Word, bro.
All right. Anybody have any questions before we pivot back into Battler Spotlight with J Major?
Yo, 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 what's up? What's up?
Who is that speaking?
It's Valley.
Oh, hey, Belly, go ahead.
Yo,
What's
what's
up,
good,
y'all?
How's
gang?
it going?
Good. Boiler Room, Lions Den. What up? What up? Let me see some 100s that you fucking with me, man. What's up? What's up?
How you feeling?
All right.
You got.
All right. I like that energy. I like that energy. That's what the fuck
Oh
I'm
my
talking
God,
about,
boy,
man.
come on with your questions. Stop playing
all
with me right now.
right, all right, all right, all right. So I want to know from is J Major on
Yeah,
here?
he's here.
Yeah.
All right, bet. I
Yo,
want to
yo,
know
yo, yo,
what's
yo,
good.
yo.
What's good, Major?
Yo, yo.
So, yo, Boogie, what up? What up? So I want to know what y'all real like intentions out of this event. What do you plan when all the dust is settled, everything clear? What are your intentions? Like what do you want to gain from this event?
Hold, hold on, Belly. That is a great question, but that is the end of the Battler Spotlight
All right, all
question.
right, all
But
right.
All right. So that question is definitely on the
we gonna
list.
answer that question, and then when we
All
ask
right.
that question, you can come up if you want to give them any extra feedback on that. I know that's like part of the question, so that was a good question. But I do outside of anything, like here's what he did, y'all. He
I lost you. He what? Hello, it's
Step back
me.
2 times.
I was wondering if all these
Nah,
years
nah,
you
nah.
like
Talk
to.
that junk y'all was saying when my shit was messing up. Oh,
Don't be
no,
no
nah,
hater.
nah, nah.
That
We
was the
can't.
song that
Nah,
came to my mind.
back it up. One, nah, nah, back it up one time.
That was the
Nah,
song that.
nah, nah. You know what I'm saying? It-
Everybody get their own song, okay? It was just what came to my mind. Sorry.
I feel the way, but I'm gonna let it slide.
All right, my bad, my bad. I don't know. That ain't me. That was fucking Twitter space that time. I'm gonna blame that one on.
Let me get my vocals together so I can send Boogie a song. Me. No. All right.
All right, nah, but let's fuck it. Let's build this. Let's do the battle of the spotlight. J Major, you up, brother?
All right. So you want to lead off, or you want me to start with the first questions for
Yeah,
Jay?
you go
Okay,
ahead.
okay. Y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me.
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Uh,
Deep voice early on.
uh.
So you missed the first half, so you missed Boogie. So I'm just gonna ask you some of the same and my questions are really gonna generalize around getting you ready for July 19th. Promise is gonna have some questions. We're gonna just take turns going back and forth. So my first question is to you. When people hear the name J Major, what do you want them to think of? What does your name represent?
Uh, for the most part, it represents me. It's just really a twist on my real name. So it's just, I don't know. Like, why be minor when you could be major? Like, it's just the
Okay.
understanding of, like, what you, it's more of a manifestation more than anything.
All right. Okay. So what about you, J Major? Um, what's your most memorable moment in battle rap in your battle rap journey on stage or off? Like, what's the most
Uh,
impactful one?
I mean, I guess I got one for each. I mean, outside of it, I've got to meet
Hmm.
a lot of the people I watched. Like, I got pictures with Kayshawn, Tay Rock, stuff like that. I got to like pick their brains on stuff. As far as on stage, I would say locally, our biggest platform is Black Ice, and I got to battle there. And I actually had a moment there where they had to really stop for like 5 to 10 minutes to get the crowd back cool, so I could finish my round. So I mean, on
All right.
either
And if
end
we
of the
wanted to
spectrum,
go look at that battle, what battle was that? So we can
J
go
Major versus King Beans on Black Ice Cartel.
talk heavy, talk heavy. So you got home court advantage, Team Boiler Room. Shout out to us. What should
Always.
we expect from a Boiler Room battler like you on July 19th?
Uh, I mean, I feel like I try to do a little bit of everything as far as entertaining and having like decent material. Uh, you could expect me to be one of the biggest people in the room.
That's a fact.
Uh, I feel pretty much like you could pretty much just expect me to be in the building and you're gonna know I'm in the building. Like I feel I have one of those auras where it's gonna draw you to see what I'm gonna do, even if you've never seen me do what I do. And if you have seen me do what I do, you kind of know kind of what to expect, but you still don't know what to expect in a sense.
Okay. So I asked Boogie, right? He's more of a structured battler than you are, and you're more of a rebuttaler. And I asked him, how do you prepare for a rebuttaler? And he had his answer. So I'm gonna ask you the opposing question. How do you prepare for somebody who's so structured? And do you see him as a threat? Or do you think your rebuttal game is so high that he's completely ineffective?
See, the crazier thing is I actually got to battle rap freestyling rounds. So it's like it's not really rebuttaling, it's just understanding that you can't just not have nothing to say. But
Mhm.
some of the times you can understand that people's momentum from a certain bar can help tap your momentum back to your side. And I've learned that just over time. But with structured battle, like most all battlers are really structured battlers. You don't really want a rebuttal. You just kind of add it to the bag.
Right.
But as a structured battler, I understand like he gonna have what he's trying to do, what he's attempting to do, things that he feel is gonna go over well, and things that that nature. But he got to second guess himself, thinking that if this go over too well, is he gonna use it against me? And as the rebuttaler, I don't have to have that problem when it comes to things that I'm really trying to think of or do or create.
Okay. All right. So for a person who doesn't know who you are, who's not familiar with the type of work you do, who would you compare your style to, or are you in a lane of your own?
Uh, See, that's tough. Honestly, I would rather Primus answer that question for me because I wanted to ask him that anyway when he was doing it for Rome. Because Primus has seen a couple of my battles. He's seen me live. He's probably seen
Yeah,
my
that's
videos.
cool,
I
but
feel like his opinion of it would be an easier formation. But for me,
mhm,
my biggest influences, well, my favorite battlers was always like Paste, Ill Will, B Magic, those kind of rappers. So it's like I
okay,
try to do a little bit of more of the all around vibe, but I'd like to add jokes and stuff because when you big, everybody gonna assume you don't want to bully people and stuff like that. So I have to show the versatility other than just trying to bully everybody.
okay. And then, so you were on our first event, and I didn't really get to touch exclusive invites, right? And J Major is an exclusive invite. And how we have 5 exclusive invites. We have A Rod, ROM3, J Major, um, a battler that I'm just not gonna mention because I'm just not. And then
You talking about Mr. Tight Pants?
no, I'm gonna move on. We talk, and then we have Cinder Poet, right? So all of these battlers are on exclusive invite, right? And then we all know that I get my 5 recommendations as well for scouting. So we bring these battlers. That's how we set this event. So ultimately, it's 10 recommendations altogether, and
Yeah.
Jay Major is in this interesting spot of where he could be scouted, or he could be his opponent could take his scouting spot because he's an exclusive invite, right? So with that all that in mind, um, what does this event mean to you? And is this getting your shot? And is this what you imagine getting your shot look like?
Uh, well, as a local battler that's seen people like get booked on URL and stuff like that, you could understand that your shot could come from anywhere. So this
Correct.
is definitely a great shot. But for me, I see it more as just a extrovert activity because I'm kind of introverted, but when it comes to like having to network in the battle rap culture and things like that, you have to like be in the rooms with the people. So you got to find a way to get in the room. And I feel once I get in the room, I can do enough, or I understand enough of what the assignment is.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, this is definitely a shot because you're in the room with people that could change your trajectory at the snap of a finger. But none of that happens unless you do the work you're supposed to do.
Okay.
So the
And then
shot is,
go ahead.
I'm about to say, the shot is a great shot, but it's also understanding that you could get a shot anywhere, but you got to be ready for the shot.
Gotcha. So tell me something that's real you've had to learn or overcome that's making you a better battler heading into this card. Like,
Just overall IQ of battle rap. Like, first of all, I came in as a hobbyist. This wasn't my first path or nothing. Like, I just watched all the DVDs and like me and my homies used to fuck around and talk shit, but
hmm
actually become a battler and like start booking and doing battles, that was never a goal of mine until it became a goal of mine, I guess. But it's just understanding more so like the actual doors and the actual opportunities you can get from something like because I've always liked rap and I've always liked all this stuff, but I was always a little bit more passionate about battle rap more than the people that's always been around me. So it's
hmm
just more so getting deeper into that. Like I know the Midwest history just as much as I know battle rap history. Like you got to know your region's history as much as anybody else. Like, so it's like just knowing the history and then how many people actually think that I'm decent at this shit, or how many people like just grew to like me and shit like that. It's just the growth in it, the journey in it. It all molds you more and more into like the next battle. And then I feel like with these opportunities coming up and with the way that everybody moving and stuff like that, the way the culture is, like more opportunities gonna be far and few in between the way that the culture is going. So you need to like start making the foundation and the pillars of your brand or whatever you're trying to achieve with battle rap now, because it ain't gonna be here that long.
Okay. And then my final question, I'm gonna turn it over to Primus, and then we're gonna let everybody ask you a question. And just back to your matchup specifically, what makes this battle dangerous for your opponent? We talked
Uh,
about rebuttal and structure, but what makes you the threat?
the I'm the threat because it's the energy. Like granted, you gonna feel like what you say is this and that, but when you standing like next to a person that really can command some form of attention or respect from the room, it feels a little different. And then the fact of like I feel I'm funny, so it's like not only do you got to deal with me doing the serious stuff that you finna plan on doing, but I got jokes. I'm gonna give you a little bit of everything.
Okay. All right, Promise.
Yeah, I've known Jay Major for about 4 years. It was
Facts.
right after the pandemic. I met him through UBL, and I was building this Milwaukee Chicago pipeline in the ashes of the pandemic, where it wasn't any battle leagues in the Midwest. Because I was just like, everybody shut down after the pandemic, and so I was holding Chicago on my back. I was the only league owner that was booking, facing off with fucking Lightfoot. Everybody know Lori Lightfoot. It was me and her fighting that shit out. To put, I was literally the only person doing live entertainment in Chicago. It wasn't even just battle rap. It was like there was no comedy show, there was no concerts, nothing. So I would come up to Milwaukee, and Jay Major was battling on UBL, and
Face of the league.
yeah, underground battle league, and I had seen Jay Major like have a moment in front of me when I had hosted and judged his contenders match for the title. Um, I did not. Are you from Milwaukee, bro, or are you from
Yeah,
somewhere else?
I'm from
So,
Milwaukee, and
so, so you,
They played me.
yeah, you see, I got played down there. You feel what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'm
With
from there.
so,
And they did me dirty, bro. So
yeah,
I know
so
what time it is.
yeah, no, he
It's
most
a
definitely
shiesty
got
city,
cheated.
man.
He got cheated out of
It's
his
a
title
shiesty city, man.
opportunity.
It's a
And
shiesty city.
it was the best performance of his career at that time. I was like, damn, you know, but no, Jay Major is funny. He is versatile. He is aggressive. He does command the room. Like I don't see people talking through Jay Major battles. Like Jay Major is the type of guy that look like he'll beat you up and be laughing at you while he's doing it.
These are facts.
Yeah, but nah, so let's start with your origin. So when did you come into battle rap, and then what was the reason that brought you into battle rap?
Like I got into battle rap. Like I don't even remember. It was like I've been on and off with battle rap because, like I said, I got into it as a hobby. Like until I
Hmm.
actually start getting the recognition as he actually could do something with it. So, but it all started with me and my homies just sitting around. Like we was like a group of regular rappers, and everybody had to pretty much take a lane. My homie said he'll do the rap thing. They like, bro, you watch battle rap, so you should just try to battle and see what you can do.
Okay.
And about a week later, my homie called me like, "Hey, you got a battle on the 23rd," and
Like
that was my first
he
ever
just
battle.
booked you.
Yes, it was a block party for Big Tay the General.
Okay.
He was a local battle rapper in Milwaukee. He has an annual block party. It was actually against Logic Divine, my very first battle.
Wow, you debut versus Logic, and like
Yeah,
Logic is like a veteran.
I did all right, but it was my first battle. Like he was going crazy. I got my first piece of crowd reaction and forgot everything else I wrote. But after that, it
Mhm.
was like, nah, I can't go out like that. So I got to do better. But it was just like that's how I got into it. But over time, it just started building connections, getting to know people. But I feel like that's what halted me too, because I never joined the crew. I learned about the gatekeeping of it. Like I never had like no kind of like guidance or management. Like everything was just always just me just saying, I'll do it. I might not do it. I don't want to do it. Like, but I never understood the actual politics of it.
When did you start traveling?
Uh, I started traveling kind of early, like probably like like second or third year of actually doing it, even though it was like spaces in between. But like
Okay.
I was booked in Toledo. Booked in Chicago. I battled on Dignity. I battled in Toledo on Payne's League. I battled.
You was booked on my league, but you fucking no showed.
That was a whole different situation.
But it's
Hey,
all
but
good
Lord,
though.
this was all like on my road to understanding this shit. Like, no matter
Hmm.
what goes on in your life, that shit don't stop, and you got to learn to like get through that and find a way through it. Like, I had to learn them trials and tribulations too, and learning that communication ain't bad when it comes to what's going on with
Oh, so I'll say this to people, right? If you got situation where you can't do a battle or whatever, it is not expected that you have to tell your business. You don't have to tell anybody exactly what's going on. You just need to tell them that there is something going on. It is this important, and this is why I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like, I got an emergency. I got a family emergency. It's going to require me to
Because
be there. I
it was
apologize.
probably
I
one or
can't
two
make it.
instances I was in jail though. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
Like it's like yeah, I can't really, I'm in here. When I get out, I'll let y'all know what's going on.
Totally understand. But I just wanted to say that for
But
the
yeah, and
listeners in the back.
that's also a part of like me now because it's like now I understand more and I got a little bit more pride in what I do in my name and my craft. So it's like now we not doing that. We
Yeah.
got to change that. Like
I can appreciate that. Like I can appreciate that that like level of accountability. What people don't realize is like you put people on the spot like that and they don't fold. It's like this is him. This is
yeah,
this is the man. This is not a
I-
character we're
like
talking
I've
to.
done that. Like yeah, man, shit happens, man. Sometimes but I didn't take it seriousness with my love of the actual doing it though. Like I
Hmm.
done freestyle with Killer B about 1,000 times outside of events and shit like that. So it's like it's not about rapping for me. Like sometimes me not making it, I can't rap or I don't got the rap. It's just shit I can't make it.
Yeah.
So but at the same time, I still didn't make it, so that still look bad on me, and I got to get that. Like I've learned, battle rap narratives never die. That's true as fuck. Yeah, a battle rap
Yeah, I
narrative
mean,
never died.
you just gotta show a trend of a behavior
Yeah,
that proves that that was just a one time thing.
because I
You know.
remember the first thing was I was gonna choke, and then I went on like a 5 year stretch of not choking, and nobody said nothing.
Well, that's because you was battling in one place.
Yeah,
That was, so it's kind of hard to get rid of narratives if you only do it at home. So let's say you been battling for 3 years and you go out of town, you do two battles in X state, whatever state you want to, fucking Wyoming. You do two battles in Wyoming and you come back on the third battle in Wyoming and then you choke and you come back again and you choke. And then you go back home and you do 10 battles and you don't choke at all. The people in Wyoming only remember you for
yeah,
choking.
and that's
Because
true.
you ain't really regain their trust. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So that lets a person know to the criteria we gave earlier about regional impact, right? The deal is when you are somebody that's regional or national, if you fuck up in one city, you ain't got to fix it in that city. You
yeah,
got that much value, you could just fucking battle somewhere
yeah.
else and
You
just
gonna fix it your
retell.
next battle.
Yeah.
And that
All
makes
right. So
I already knew that anyway. I used to tell people all the time, like, bro, I ain't got no rank in that yet. Like, when you beat people and you tell them you battle rap, they be like, oh, so such. Like, nah, bro, I'm not there. I'm not none of them. Like, nah, I ain't even in them rooms yet, bro. Don't do that.
it's like Kumo D. It's like
Like,
wait, what?
first thing they would say, is, Murder Move? Like, no, nigga, I don't.
They really think we tapped in. I'm like, the coach ain't that small,
Like, bro,
man.
I just got into the realm. Like, what the hell?
So how many battles do you have right now? You got a
Total,
ballpark figure?
probably about 23, 24, something like that.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So you had already been in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, I was no, not before the last battle. Like the last battle I just had, that was my first time in Atlanta.
Okay, so what have you learned about battle in Atlanta that will help your performance this time? Because I haven't been there, right? There's a lot of
Yeah.
us that ain't never been there, so it'd be my first time coming to
See, for
Atlanta.
me, I've learned like they gonna fucks with you if you genuinely you and you doing your thing. Like if you can get their attention for your momentum to raise, they gonna give you their attention and let that momentum go. Like
Okay,
it's a good crowd. I
okay,
was I was there. I met somebody that was actually in there from Milwaukee. I'm like, what you do? He said, I moved down here a long time ago and all that. And I'm like, that's crazy, but I'm glad I could represent us well for you, one Milwaukeean in the building. Like,
okay,
I had to get into the mind state of like, it's kind of like, yo, battle rap name is still like your last name. Every time you out there, you represent. So you got to make sure your representation good.
okay. Cool. Um, how do you feel about the local politics now? Like, how do you feel? Do you feel like you even care to, build your name in
I'm,
Milwaukee, or you just
I
like,
mean,
because
I got
because
to,
because Milwaukee is already pretty set about who their guys is. They got
yeah,
Killer B, Showstopper,
yeah. Like the
Vixen.
politics there is already politicking. Like they've been the same people. Like Bankhead, them they've already been there for like 10 to 15 years, and they ain't really
Yeah,
giving them stuff.
they ain't
Plus,
giving
I
them
just
spots
feel
up.
as far as Milwaukee goes, though, my name is a known name in the Milwaukee circuit already. Like
Facts.
so it's like it's not as much as like trying to get known somewhere else. Is like I'm already know I'm known. Like if I ever go back to Milwaukee and be like I want to battle or I want to battle here, I can get on somebody's card and get a battle there. So I'm not too busy like worried about that much. As more
Okay.
as trying to build my name in a wider range.
Okay.
Like
Do you have a home league? Did you have a home league when I knew you, or were you just
UBL
saying?
was my actual home league for most of the time. Like
Okay.
that was the league where I actually joined the league and went through their little roster rankings and all of that stuff.
That's right. That's right.
That I became the face of the league in UBL. Like that was my hashtag and my stamp over there. And then it just suddenly it became respected after a point. You see in the battles, Coogee even saying face of the league and all that. Like so, it's
That's
like.
dope.
Like, sure. And if you listen to most of my battles, as far as them being in Milwaukee, you hear Bankhead in the back of my battles. Most of my battles saying that's fire, and that'd be crazy to me because I'm like Bankhead go crazy, and he got a distinctive voice anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm like the higher ups done gave me props in a lot of my performances. It's just I had to get that self confidence when it came to battle rap because it was like I'm not a battle rapper. I play ball, but now I'm a battle rapper. So
Mhm.
you got
Okay.
to once you put the hat on, you got to start putting the hat on.
What is it that inspires you? As far as like what gets you in the zone to write?
Uh, no, I'm one of them people that like just randomly always got like some writing to do or just always thinking of stuff. So it's like anything can be some form of inspiration for something. Like no matter what. Like so it's like I was always one of them people that grew up like if you think about it right then and there, write it down for later and stuff like that. So
Okay.
I'm always just writing lines here and there, things like that. But when
It was
it becomes a battle though, it's easier to get into a mode of writing for battles because you already thinking like he probably trying to kill me right now. So then you hurry up and just like tap into that. I gotta get in my bag for this, or I gotta get in my mode of because he not finna get up here and talk to me crazy, and then I ain't got nothing crazy to say to him back.
hmm. There was a really really good question earlier. I'm trying to remember it. Um, what was that question old bro asked? I said, yeah, we gotta
When
ask that to
Belly
the.
asked, what do I expect to get? Like, what do we expect to get out of this at the end of it and everything?
Nope, that wasn't it.
That was the
Because
only
we was gonna
question.
wait. No, you might not have been here for it. It was earlier in the show.
Okay.
Um, oh, it was something to do with like it was something to do with writing. I'm gonna come back to it. Um, I'm gonna open the floor up. So, anybody got any specific questions for Jay Major here?
Are you gonna win July 19th?
Of course. That's never the
Y'all know
question.
me, a mini instigator. Y'all know me.
Like, if you feel like you're not gonna win, you might as well not go. Like, that's crazy.
That's very factual.
Man,
I think I lost Boogie.
He
yeah, we
went
need
back to the
Boogie
matrix.
here. Boogie been in the Matrix. Like
The bookster. Where are you,
he the
bookster?
boogeyman, man. He got to go in the shadows. That's
Mm,
you know.
Um, we were never scared of the boogeyman when I was growing up.
That's because you was fucking 6'9" in second grade, nigga.
Hell no. I ain't had my growth spurt till like eighth grade, man.
Oh man.
I was always
Uh,
I was the smallest one until then, man. I had my growth spurt the summer of eighth grade. I went from 5'7" to 6'2"
what in a year?
in the summer. It wasn't even a year. It was just the summer. I just woke up tall one day.
I
That's
know your mama
crazy.
was mad as hell.
Definitely was. But at that
Nah,
time, kind of
man,
wasn't
clothes.
though, because I knew the value of money and buying my own shit. So she was
Nah,
what
man.
she was.
Yeah, but you was still eating that ass out of house and home though.
I know, I know Taraji
Oh,
went from 4'11" to 5'2" in the summer, so like 5'2", 5'3".
shoot, the
That's a lot
school,
of
my school
man.
loved
That's
it
a
though.
lot of fucking food, man. You got a kid that just grow that big that fast. I'm like,
Hey,
damn,
no,
he
see,
about
I
to.
tell everybody though the secret was though I used to eat cereal by the box. Like that was all I used to really like to eat though was cereal.
That's crazy.
Like I'll eat cereal by the box, go to the park for like 6 to 8 hours,
That's
and
wild.
come back and eat another box of cereals. Like and play the game and shit. Like it was all the same routine.
All right, yeah, we're getting ready to open up for a Q&A, and then we're going to switch to an open panel for you guys to just kind of discuss anything in the culture, what's going on with the card. It looked like we lost Boogie, so we're going to have to reschedule the face-off for another time.
The Bookster man,
Um, so
you got to go by them towels.
actually, Seven is up in the speakers. We don't hear from him often these days, so I'm gonna give him a second. If you have any questions or just, a moment to speak to the group. And then, oh, I got Barbe, Team Aura. She want to come up and shout out you guys. That'd be great. Just so you guys can know everybody if you're not familiar with everybody. Um, Seven.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing?
Doing pretty good. How
Hey,
you doing, black
Seven.
man?
Good. Hey, what's going on? So yeah, I just want to say I know it's less than a month away. Um, BZ and Primus talked about a lot of pivot points on what a lot of the scouts are looking for. A lot of those are new to me. I was never a person that when I battled got scouted or knew a lot of the information that she provided with everyone. I guess my thing for everyone, are you in a way preparing for the information you got from Primus and Beezy? And if you are, what are the things that you guys are doing to get yourself ready for July 19th?
All right, we got Jay Major up. Primus, he is battling on the card, so he can answer that question as well. I'm gonna invite Remy up. SK, I'm gonna invite you up. Ness, I'm gonna invite you up. Uh,
Oh, that made me remember the question, and we can piggyback because they related. The question was, when you first get the name, he was like, when you first get the name, what is the first thing you do? You know what I'm saying? You remember that question he asked earlier?
yeah, Rome asked that question. When,
Yeah.
like, I wrote it down actually. His specific question was, when you get your opponent, where is the first place your mind go?
There you go. So yeah, let's yeah, and then the seven just asked, how you preparing. So yeah, that's most definitely in line. So yeah, let's if you're a battler, let's all round robin those questions.
Seven, I'm gonna drop you down so we can bring a battler up. Okay.
Depending on the name, his first thing I be thinking is, why did you pick this name?
You
Like,
talking to
what?
me, nigga?
Just period.
Oh, just any battler?
No, see, when I saw your name, I'm like, bro, sound like he finna be loud and on they ass. Like with a name like that, like I'm like, bro, look like he is finna be brolic as hell. But I
Man, what you
definitely
saying it like I'm the fucking opposite? I don't get busy or something,
no, I'm
man.
like no, I'm saying I'm actually saying your name fit like what
Oh
you
yeah.
do, like
Oh, okay,
in
I
that
appreciate it,
sense.
man.
Like, and that was the first thing I thought. But then I actually said, I'm like, okay, the name fit. Like I after watching your battles, I could pick who you was in the battle type shit. Like if I just caught the middle of the battle, like if I pop in the middle of the battle, I'm like, this the Beast Primus nigga. It gotta be. like that's what I expect to hear. Like your style is what I expect to hear with your name. Like you
That's
really be
funny
on
as
that
shit.
type of time, and it
Hey,
makes
so
sense.
hold on. So answer seven questions. So, what is it like? As far as July 19th, like, what are you doing to prepare?
Uh, I mean, I started watching like I was watching some of his battles and stuff
Uh
like
huh.
that. That was earlier on in the process. Now I'm at the point where it's just like is all structuring, as y'all say, as we say, just
Hmm.
putting what I want to be where I want it to be at that what point in time of the round and shit like that. But just do the same thing I always do: get high as hell and just Do it
Your
like
ass stay high. I don't think I've ever seen you sober.
I, I have high expectations because I always expect to get high.
Oh my God. My daughter over here cracking up.
Hey, but no, Jay Major, he is always like supportive. He's always a good vibe. He's always like just positive. You know what I'm
We
saying? So
like, man, we gonna have a good time if I'm around, man. Because the world is negative enough. At least you gonna have a good ass memory with me. Like, hey, bro, remember that time we was doing that? Yes, I'm that guy.
yeah.
I'm the guy.
Hey,
Take a shot of this Hennessy, hit the blunt, and now go do your shit. Like, I'm the one that's gonna try to get the nerves off you, so you can at least have a good feel before you get your shit going.
hold on for a second, Plug. So I wanted to say this right fast before we let Plug speak. So the battlers who aren't speaking, who don't get involved, I want you to keep in mind of your metric systems. Um, Interacting with these spaces is definitely a way to fix your metric systems. So when I spend 2 hours sending invites that don't get responded, remember I'm the person that does your metrics. Okay.
Hey, y'all gotta know, like, being in the Twitter space is literally promotion. Like, it's the
Facts.
easiest. This is the easiest layup. Like, this is most definitely an alley oop to a fucking open layup. Like,
Like,
take
first of
this
all,
opportunity to get up here and talk, cause like you can
in
talk
the
your
battle
shit.
rap culture, the spaces have taken over as like the number one promoting tool that they use.
I won't be sending out no more invites. You guys have to request now and be intentional about coming up because
He said, "Y'all gotta like and subscribe." Now you
yeah,
better get
no,
the notification.
I've sent out this invite 700 times. Y'all no. So
Well,
just
let me dispute that right quick, right? So he said like the Twitter Space is like the number one promotion. I think Twitter Space is number one promotion for Twitter Space because
Yo,
I think it may be I think it may be the platform for national battle rap promotion because you can find out like everything. But I mean you find out everything just as fast on Facebook, like you know,
Look,
known
but
shit
I'm
like
saying that
that
when you
happen.
see like people like Eunice, Appas, like those kind of people, like Eunice is where he at now. He started on Twitter Spaces and just found a way to get in.
Yeah, but I
So
think that worked for him. I don't think that worked for everybody though.
y'all be
Like
surprised how superficial battle rap is. Some people judge battles just off how you sound.
yeah,
What you hyped up the battle, who they believe you to be. That is a fan going into the
it,
room.
it's always going to be a perceptional situation. If they don't know you, they just gonna look at like who I think gonna win just by how y'all look. And they go off of that. It's weird. I've seen people. I've watched people do it in real time. Like I don't know either one of them. I think bro gonna win though. He look like he got some shit.
well, I'm gonna say this: if you local, you need to be promoting on Facebook because most people are not saying I came to the event because I saw you post on Twitter. If you national, you need
Type
to be
shit.
posting on Twitter. Like national announcements is going to be through Twitter and IG. Local announcements are going to be predominantly on Facebook. If you are a battle rap fan and you're just trying to stay in tune with the news, that's YouTube, and that is Twitter. Because Twitter is going to get, you know, the conversation is going to happen in real time, and in YouTube, it'll hit the blog spots, hip hop is real, and all, you
Nine
know,
times out of ten,
angry
Twitter
fan and shit
gonna
like
have a
that.
link up.
Yeah, so it depends on what your lane is. If you like a battle rap fan and you just mainly a fan of mainstream battle rap, you can just be on Twitter. But if you like
Yeah,
a person that's a battle rapper that's local and you trying to figure out like where the event at, you gotta go to those battle league pages on
yeah.
Facebook.
You gotta go to them groups.
Yeah,
Gotta
so
get in them groups.
it depends on what market you in. You know that's gonna matter the most. Whether
Yeah,
it's local, regional, or national market. The
yeah,
regional and local market is pretty much the same market.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but if it
Because I
but
was
if
lucky enough to come up in the Milwaukee market, so I got to see a lot of good like Chicago battles and uh, Indiana, Michigan battles, things like that. So
I think people look at Twitter as the big, you know, promotional space because it's just so easy to touch the big battlers. It's just so easy to be in a space and just talk to them. Where
yeah,
you, us in the Facebook world, we don't look at it as accessible. It's like I can't see that person until I see him at an event. You know, so yeah, that's all. But all right, so yeah, that same question that Seven asks, you know, what are you guys like? What are you guys doing to like really prep for July 19th?
Before we get into that, my question was for J Major, for real, for real. I was trying
Yeah,
to grab that before we got out
I'm
of that
sorry,
segment.
Plug. Go ahead. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I apologize,
Yeah,
brother.
man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I study the game, so I feel like some of his best attributes. He aggressive. He direct. And he utilizes like his charisma and his bars. So I wanted
Mhm.
to know: has he ever faced an opponent where he felt like I need to add to that, or are you confident in what you do to a point where you want to just refine that?
uh it's kind of a mix of both though, for real. Like, cause like every battle you look to try to do better than your last battle, but then on top of that, it's like you said, when you feel like you got something kind of covered, that's when you kind of want to add something else to it anyway. So, cause you never want to get complacent, because then they gonna say you all you do is this or all you do is that. But at the same time, it's just evolution in it anyway. So you got to learn to do the other things, or you're gonna get left sooner or later. We in the world of the bag. For some reason, everybody got a bag. Everybody got to get into a certain pocket. Everybody got this, got that. So you got to have a multitude of things just because you never know what's going to be the crowd you in front of, what they going to judge. So you got to learn to adjust with all of it. So the thing is to always try to have what you like to do covered through all of it, and make sure your imprint of what you are and how you feel is always in it. But you still always got to try to add something and tweak stuff, because you never know what's gonna make this or that much better if you don't at least try something.
Yeah, I fuck with that for sure. It's like the question I asked the guy right before you in a way, like when you're preparing for somebody that you know what I'm saying, you don't really know or you ain't really got a whole lot about. It's like you don't get that little battle rap venom. You know what I'm saying? Like that aggression you need to target somebody. I know in my career when I faced people that I felt like were better than me, it pushed me. So do you feel like you had any battles that pushed you?
All my battles, I feel in some way push me, because I really take everybody seriously when I'm battling them, in the sense of like, you not finna just say you finna come up here and just do this for no reason. Like, no, you really trying to do what you trying to do to me, and I can't allow you to do that to me. So I take everybody seriously. So I feel, the biggest thing is you got to get your style and everything down to the point where, okay, I'm comfortable enough knowing that this is me.
Right.
Now I can do all the little trials and things that I want to add to what I'm doing. But it's also you always want to push yourself to another level anyway. But everybody I battle, I'm like, they could really, like, I watched their battles and I see how they be doing. I'm like, bro, right, really kind of kick my ass, maybe. Ain't
Yeah.
no telling. Yeah. I don't know how the crowd is gonna respond to what he's saying. So it's like I'm always prepared to look crazy, bro. I done been in a lot of tough positions and spots, no homo. But it's just, hey, pause for those, like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but yeah, it's just like you gonna be in rooms where don't nobody know you, don't nobody give a fuck about you, don't nobody want to cheer for you, and you just got to deal with it. But you also still gotta like get through it and learn how to still add whatever you trying to practice on in that shit. Like, don't just not practice it because you don't feel like you finna get the love for what you practice.
Yeah. You ever been
I
like in
think
a
that
room
goes
that's
to
against
like,
you like that?
Definitely. I done been in full fledged rooms where I heard right before the battle, yeah, hey y'all, don't say nothing when you rap. We finna we
Damn.
finna gas him out of here. Like, literally said we finna gas him out of here. I'm like, that's crazy. That's exactly what they did too, boy.
Hey, Jay Major was there when I battled Killer Bee. You know, I came there with two people.
Man,
Kill- Let
first,
me tell
if
you,
you body
bro.
battle any body gang nigga, you're finna look like you going against a whole room of everybody. That's
But
just how
what
they be.
the way it is described, I got the amplified version of that because I was supposed to battle Killer Bee the day before, and I couldn't do it. I had military duty, and so me
Mm.
and Gray, because we league owners, we've been breaking bread for the past year. I was like, how we, if we could do a one off, right? So we do a one off the next day, that Sunday. Killer Bee don't live in Milwaukee no more.
Yeah,
He live in
universal.
Arizona. That nigga was down in Milwaukee for a family reunion. That nigga pulled up 11 cars deep with the whole building was his family.
Oh yeah, it's real
And
for
I
you.
I pulled up with I pulled up with two people, bro. And
All
J
you see
Major
is the
was there.
same face all over the
Bro,
place.
it's like 80, 11 of them, man. They look like the Smurfs. They all look alike.
They came from a cloning factory, man.
Bro, I battled that nigga and his whole gang and his whole family. They all
Yeah,
pulled up from a family reunion and came. And I was just like,
yeah,
this is
man.
the wildest shit ever.
That's damn near gang jumping, man.
Got super jumped that battle.
Hey man, hey, I done been. Yeah, yeah.
But
That's
I
how I
feel you
was.
on that. I feel you on that though.
That's how I was when I battled in Toledo. They wasn't messing with me.
Who you battled in Toledo?
I battled Rick.
You battled Rack?
Yeah, this was a long time ago. Well, like not a long time ago, but this was a couple years ago.
He said he smoked
Okay,
you.
yeah.
Nah, he ain't smoked me, but he won. I'll give him the battle. I ain't like my performance in
Oh, that was
That's
honorable.
funny. Wreck is my favorite battle out of Ohio, man. Like
it. Yeah, that's my boy though. Like I fucks with him.
Wreck one of them. That's dope.
That was younger Rick too. Like he ain't even had that many battles for real. All I know is that there's a video of him floating around getting knocked out. That was about it.
What?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
is
Tay
that
Rock
is
was
that? I
talking
never.
about.
Yeah, I didn't see that. So I was just like, I didn't
Like
know what he was
I
talking
actually
about.
saw the video, but I ain't gonna get into that because that's my boy. But at that
Okay.
point in time, I had to because I had to know what was going on. But even then, I still wasn't even all the way battle rap inclined enough to even structure a battle rap around for
Yeah.
in the proper manner that I felt I could have. Like I just seen it as like I said, that was on Pain. Battle. He had a battle league going on over there.
Plug. Question from earlier. When you get the name, right? So, like, for example, when the name got switched on you, and you ended up getting Orlando Courage, what was the first thing you did? Once you got that name.
Man, I watch battles. You know what I'm saying? I go watch battles to see what kind of fight I'm in for. You know what I'm saying? I watch the battle, see
Okay.
what kind of fight I'm in for. Then I've been battling so much lately that I'm always in a bag. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm always on some shit. So it's like soon as I get a nigga name, I'm finna have fun with it. I'm finna like, you know what I'm saying? Just fuck around. Then I look into what they got going on, see if it's like, okay, I need to be more technical, right? I need to be technically sound to beat this person. Or okay, they're boring. I can be more entertaining than them. You know what I'm saying? Like pick my strategy out, and then after I pick
Mhm.
my strategy, shit, it be a wrap. You feel me? Um, and then I put so much pressure on myself as far as like how I view myself versus how other people view myself. So I know like certain shit I can't lose. You know what I'm saying? Like I think
Hmm.
me and you was kind of talking about that. You know what I'm saying? Like how you got your battle coming up, you feel like you can't lose around. See what I mean? So
Yeah.
certain shit, like the way I feel about myself, and if I look at your material and feel like nah, that ain't. You see what I'm saying? I can't play
Yeah.
no games. And it's not saying that you know what I'm saying. My opponent won't be talented, and I'm definitely not talking about this particular situation because he's pretty solid for sure. But I just see what I need to do to win, and then do that.
Okay. I mean, that question is open for everybody. I want to ask Beezy too, because it's interesting, right? I've been mentoring and coaching and managing Beezy for like 2.5 years now, but when she, she writes for therapy on top of just writing for battles, so I don't know like what her process is when she gets an opponent. So like Beezy, when you finally, because you since you're always writing in general. Like, what is your mental process that you work through when you know that you got an opponent locked in?
Like, so when I get when it's just an idea, a maybe, a possibly, I'll start playing around like with flips or coming up with general concepts. But I really won't even look into the battler or like, watch any clips until it's like actually locked in. Then once it's locked in, I kind of have like my surface stuff that will like kind of come to everybody mind fast or whatever. And I use that and then I decide not to say it. And because it came so quick, right? And what I do is I don't really need the opponent to motivate me. I kind of got to about everybody I face, right? They could be dope. They could beat me. But my only goal is what do I need to do to win? And or what do I need to do to make it a great matchup? Not necessarily win because I stopped writing to win. I started to write to make great battles. Like, and you can see that in the Lady Tunes battle. Um,
Okay.
she has this showmanship, phenomenal showmanship, and I have more of a pen compared to her. And it was like, how do I get my pen to illustrate showmanship? Because I know that is like a huge area of opportunity for me. So I know when I get in my pockets, it almost make a person feel like I'm putting on a show. and it's just me in that pocket. So I just kind of find what it is that my opponent might do better than me, or my area of opportunity, and I build around that. And then if we're talking 3 rounds, by the time I get to my third, I have a general idea of who that battler is and how I want to attack the situation in the third to kind of land around. And if you like ever watch my battles, the first round, it builds just like that. The first round is good, the second round is crazy, and then the third round, if you ain't on my ass, you out of there. You know what I'm saying? So it don't really matter who the opponent is. I'm gonna always have that concept. The moment, or have that approach. The moment a name is floated past me, I'm gonna start playing you know, with something that comes right to my mind. And then when we lock in, I'm locked in, and I'm writing and I'm writing and I'm writing all the way up until the 30-day mark before the battle, and then I'm editing, and then I'm running this round until I puke, until I can't stand it no more. And then I'm ready to execute, regardless of who my opponent is, how dope they is. Where like none of that plays a factor. And what motivates me? What motivates me is my determination to be better than the last time. Also, when I'm teaching battlers and I always have to set an example, because it's hard for me to not do what I say and then come back and expect everybody to listen to me, or figure, like, some people look at me like a battle rap guru. Well, I can't, even though that's a wrong perception to have of me. I just study. I just constantly study. I'm constantly doing my shadow work. I'm never not studying the game. So I just don't need to be motivated by my opponent. The motivation is in accepting the battle and knowing I don't want to fail, and knowing I have a standard to meet, and knowing, I gotta set an example. That is motivation enough for me.
Cool. All right. Anybody else want to talk about their process, about what, like, how are they creating, what's the
Yeah.
first thing that they do in their process, and then um yeah,
So
same
can you hear
question.
me? Can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Yeah, we can use.
Okay, okay, okay. If it kick out, just let me know. You know what happened last time I was on this motherfucker. But yeah, my little process is I got like what you would call like a 3-step method. So first, like when I get my opponent, I first start, you know what I'm saying, brainstorming, whatever. Usually I get done with my, you know what I'm saying, my material, my round within like, you know what I'm saying, I say that first night, you know what I'm saying, instantly like my rounds like formatted. You know what I'm saying? Then I go by like that's my first process. My second process would be, you know, I call it great minds think alike. So like if it's a name, you know what I'm saying, like somebody's name is sock puppet, you know what I'm saying? So you gonna think of all mankind bars, woo the woo the woo, and it's gonna be multiple people that did it in the same format. So in order to stand out, I do my research on whatever battles he have. If he don't have no battles, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna go off this. But in my, career right now, you know what I'm saying, 9 times out of 10, somebody got some battles. So like, you know what I'm saying, looking at the battles, seeing what angles they try, seeing what name flips they try, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and try and bounce off that, not like take that material and make it my own or nothing like that. Like, you know what I'm saying, bounce off of it in a meaning to say I could do something way different than what was said, you know what I'm saying, in his previous battles. I'm not going to use those name flips. I'm not going to use this, whatever, whatever. A third process is just, you know what I'm saying, polishing up my material, you know what I'm saying, going over it, getting it hard and, you know what I'm saying, getting it embedded within your mind or whatever, you know what I'm saying. And then when you got that, you know what I'm saying, do it. Don't only do it just like shadow do it, you know what I'm saying, look in the mirror, you know what I'm saying, get around